The puppet is a very passive object. It hangs there blank with nothing inside its head. And the operator and the rest of the attributes of the show have to help it to become alive.
It's a wonderful kind of secret thing. Somehow or other, it takes on a separate personality of its own. It doesn't exactly take control of you, but there's this great, exciting and pretty thrilling process, which is when you get connected to the puppet. It's something to do with the imagination. I always like the idea of animating an inanimate object. In other words, if you picked something up, you could bring it to life. And that was the thrilling part about puppetry, for me, I think. I can't say that I could pinpoint the moment when we first decided to try to take to the water. It was really a matter of being driven to it because we had tried so hard to find a venue on land. We'd tried to find a property or a location or somewhere where we could just put up a sort of a structure which possibly wouldn't be a permanent one, tenting or something like that. It all seemed to be too complicated, too difficult, and properties were way beyond our budget. So finally we thought about the water, and that moment was very exciting. It was a long time before we actually found a suitable vessel, and we searched and walked along the canal and looked at all sorts of different boats. But thank goodness we then went for the bigger old Thames lighter type of boat, and that's what we ended up with.
First of all, you arrive, and then it's, you know, it's a boat, so it's on water, and you've got all the birds and the sounds of the water and the seagulls, and then you get on board and you go down these stairs, and careful to not bang your head. And it's very cosy, and it looks like you've entered into a very beautiful, unique theatre. And there are these little porthole windows where you see birds floating across, which is making little pictures. It's very unique.
I was first attracted to puppets because it was an alternative life, and I could escape the bureaucracy that was beginning to envelop me. The puppet doesn't care a monkey's about the audience. The puppet doesn't react to an audience clapping it or not clapping it. The puppet just accepts everything that is given it and presents it to the audience without any ego, whereas the actor does have an ego and does pass that on to the audience in some fashion or another, which must in the end affect the part.
Well, I think the barge is certainly unique, and I think people are always absolutely amazed when they first go on it and see a show, because there's nothing else quite like it. I think because it's puppetry, and it's sophisticated puppetry, it's not puppetry that people tend to think of. So I think it fulfills a role in that it changes people's perspective on puppetry.
And another one I like very much is a piece we made up ourselves, and it's called The Birdman. It's a very simple piece about an old man who rescues a little bird that falls out of its nest and teaches it to fly.
My earliest memory of the Puppet Theatre Barge would probably be just loads of colour and music and the stage and the stage fog smell that's all over it. Yeah, because I was really young, obviously.
My favourite bit of the barge is the counter area where they serve lovely hot coffee.
My favourite part of the barge I would say, is the stage and possibly the bridge, where you can lose yourself in being a character and just disappear into another world.
You have to be very aware of what you're presenting and very careful that you don't present something that can damage unformed souls, i.e. small children who are still getting their personality together. So if you present something really scary to a 4-year-old, you can make an impression on a child that lasts forever. And that's a very great responsibility. But it's also a very rewarding one, because you can also leave a very good impression on a child for the rest of its life, which might even alter the politics of the world.
I loved it when I used to be in some of the shows, like Babushka Baboon. I loved doing that show, just because of the music.
The stage space on the barge is fairly limiting, but that in itself is a challenge. For instance, the viewing opening, the opening of the proscenium arch, as you might call it, is about the size of a large oil painting, say about 7 foot by 3'6" or 4. And so that gives you the opportunity to compare it with paintings as opposed to the ordinary stage. So you have to use every single little inch of space to get your point across or to create a picture for the audience.
It spends the winter at Little Venice on the Regent's Canal in central London. We're there from November until the end of June. Then it leaves London, and that's fairly exciting. We go off the canal, onto the Thames, onto the tidal section of the Thames, and then we go upriver towards Oxford. We stop at Henley, and then we come down towards London. So the next place is Marlow, then Cliveden, and then Richmond. We do have really good times, and there are lots of them.
The romance and spirit of carrying a fully equipped 55-seat theatre is really good fun.
And also moving the barge on warm summer evenings, perhaps in the moonlight, when you have to get to your next stop, so you keep going into the darkness. It's very exciting and magical.
I can definitely see myself in 10 years working possibly with the barge, definitely in puppetry somehow.
I think that they've inspired many other people as well, not just me. And I think when you're inspiring people, it's almost like saving people sometimes. Like, I think that they've probably over the years saved a lot of people.